For Boho Beauty. Other than that, Maxie, there is not much happening.
No, I can sort of understand that when looking at the replays of this horse from Central Queensland. He's really got his act together since coming from New South Wales, where he competed in 4 starts, 3 of them on very heavy ground. I think the other one was a soft 7. Obviously appreciates firmer ground. And the fact that he was a colt, and you can see why they gelded him, because there's plenty of strength about him.
He's built like a tank.
Yeah, so he's just absolutely flying. And Justin Stanley trialled him up there, and I think has he been on him every start since? I wouldn't think that he'd have got off.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think he just wins, Bernie, on what I've seen. And Clinton Taylor gave him a good rap on the radio this morning. For the place, I think Boho Beauty gets all the favours with Jaden's claim and that inside barrier and coming off a good performance. Apple Cross, Orman happy to take the ride, dropping back from a Saturday race where he was tight for room on the rails, couldn't be fully tested. And then a call from Heaven, who likes this track and distance. 5, 3, 1, 2.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Max. He looks really well placed in this race. He looks sharp, he looks strong, and his victories have been in dominant fashion in Central North Queensland and by big margins. So I think we have to stand up and look at him. 8's a danger for mine. Kinetic, who's definitely fitter today than what we saw, along with her stablemate, A Call from Heaven. I thought great parade by her, and she loves this track, A Call from Heaven, as well. And the 3 kilos off of CJ Graham is a big, big plus. And then I'm putting Boho Beauty in the mix. As you said, we'll get all the favours from that inside draw. So 5 to beat 8, 2 and 3.
Where will this guy settle, do you feel? Rovers Pepper, bird of the wing, could have gone forward, not there. This probably just leads.
I was just going to say, well,
leads. Yeah.
if they're happy to hand up to him, why wouldn't you just lead? He's fit, strong, healthy, happy horse.
Yeah, straight to the front, and times and margins, please.
Times and margins, indeed. All righty, let's get to Munsey for a market update.
Go to the front and improve your position. Let's have a look at the market here. 135 now, Rovers Pepper, so 150. I think the best price given today, now into 135. We've got Boho Beauty on the second line of betting, is a $7 chance. One other runner in single figures is A Call from Heaven, who is at $8 in fact now. A Call from Heaven, Boho Beauty into 650, 140 the favourite. So 140 Rovers Pepper, Boho Beauty at 650, A Call from Heaven at $8. We've got Kinetic at 12, Kalpana at 18, Apple Cross at 21, and Choir's our roughie at $126. Still probably 4 or 5 to go forward here for this 5th event at Ipswich. It's the Pennywise, benchmark 65 over 1,350 metres. Rovers Pepper looking for 4 wins in a row since being purchased by New Connections, formerly trained by Annabelle Neesham in Sydney, where it had 4 runs there, finishing basically midfield on the 4 occasions, all on wet tracks from soft 7s to heavy 10s, and has now won at Mackay, Townsville and Rocky, and comes to Ipswich today. Justin Stanley sticks with it, where it's the 140 favourite. Rovers Pepper, there it is now going forward with Justin in the saddle. Let's go to David Fowler.
About to move in. Kinetic.
Really? So nice to really? We're being very confident.
I've got short legs.
Red light on, race 5. They're off and racing now. The favourite, Rovers Pepper, began well, pushing towards the lead, but not being bustled as Apple Cross and also Boho Beauty slip up inside of it. So Stanley settles third on Rovers Pepper. Then came A Call from Heaven in those yellow colours. Kalpana, Kinetic is second last, and Choir Choir is last of all. Over the back, 1,000 left to run leader. It's Applecross by a length. Rovers Pepper racing in second. Boho Beauty third, the box seat. And A Call from Heaven fourth, directly behind Rovers Pepper, the long odds-on favourite. Calpana fifth on the rail inside of Kinetic, and 2 to Choir last of all. Heading to the side, 700 left to run, 6 lengths span them. Applecross is going to try and lead all of the way. The odds-on favourite, Rovers Pepper, striding just a tad closer now, about 3/4 of a length away at the 600. Boho Beauty Park third, A Call from Heaven fourth. They're getting good runs in transit. Behind them, Kinetic outside of Calpana, and Choir 2.5, 3 lengths away last. Up to the turn now, short of 400 left to run. Applecross will lead into the straight narrowly. Rovers Pepper on the outside, being called upon. Given its cue to come after the leader. A Call from Heaven comes up wider. Kinetic putting in a run, and Boho Beauty is trying to get clear. Rovers Pepper, he goes for home. He's not a long way in front. Kinetic is running on strongly. Rovers Pepper the leader. There's something in the locker. Kinetic diving at it. Here's the post. Kinetic got up. Beat Rovers Pepper, every possible chance. A Call from Heaven maybe third from Boho Beauty. Then came Calpana, Applecross, and Choir last over the line.
So number 8, Kinetic, has bloused the favourite Rovers Pepper inside the last 50 metres. A Call from Heaven, and then Boho Beauty.
Yeah, great effort by Kinetic. Obviously, she was second up here today. She came out of a stronger race, probably last time out with Tony Gollan's other horse winning it, but just sharper today, wasn't she?
Yes, good effort by her first up in a fast-run race. She was on pace, but today the tempo looked after itself when Applecross went to the lead at a nice gallop. The favourite was there within striking distance, under a bit of pressure shortly after turning. Justin went for home and put away Applecross fairly quickly, and he was holding but never really home at the $1.35, and then we could see Kinetic appearing on the outside and has got up and bloused him only a few strides out. So 8.523, a short neck and 3/4 of a length, 120.68 and 34.66. So our semaphore board is back in action, telling us that the 8 Kinetic has got up by a short neck.
Yeah, Tony Gollan joins us for a chat now. You had the 2 runners there, Tony. Kinetic was much sharper today than what we saw first up, and you could see she'd stripped fitter too.
Yeah, she had. She came here that day when the rail was out 10. He was pretty messy racing, I thought. And wasn't sure where we'd end up today. It was only a small field, but it just mapped really tricky for her. Ben did the right thing, ended up following the stablemate who followed the favourite. Would have just come into the race at the right time, and he just made his move at the right time on the corner. He had to just wind her up a little bit earlier. He couldn't sort of wait to cut the corner and get going. He got her into the race a bit earlier than what we normally would, and she finished off just too strong.
I've always liked her, particularly when you sort of kicked her off. She's always been a big, sort of strong, robust mare that maybe just took a little bit of time to furnish.
Yeah, that's more the point, Bern, I think. She's always had the frame there, just taking a while to furnish. First time blinkers today. It's always a beautiful gear change for these horses, and she was just so much sharper with them on. When he asked the question, obviously she could sprint so much quicker. She was good through the line. I'm adamant she'll run a mile this time round. We had her out to nearly that last time. We just sort of come back in trip on her, and I think her future is a 7 furlong to a mile, and she'll be nice for her connections.
Come on, Tone. I see she ran second to a horse called Blazing Boots. Can you give us a push for him?
He's coming along nice, Burn at home, Blazing Boots. We're no rush with him. We'll let most of his carnival go and then make our way with him, but he's going well.
Good idea. Let's pick the softer option.
We love the soft options, Ben.
Well done, Tone.
Thank you.
So Ben Thompson getting the win there, and he just goes 1 win ahead of Ange Jones in terms of the battle for second. Jimmy Orman leads 73, Ben Thompson 67, Ange Jones 66, and Ange is not here today, Bern.
She's not here because she's riding, I think, at Sandown today in the apprentices race, which I think is on at about 2:10. There's 2 apprentice races there, one after the other. So we wish Ange Jones all the best. I think Queensland are in front on about 60 points at the moment. So let's hope Ange can bring home a winner today in Melbourne. All right, 8 beats 5, 2 and 3 months.